In today's video, we learn 8 new idioms with Aishwarya Rai. We'll not only look at the meanings of these idioms, we'll also practice the pronunciation and speaking. So let's get started.
Here's was my opportunity to represent India, and India won. So, yeah, that's what has you feel totally on top of the world at that minute.
On top of the world. On top of the world means to be extremely happy or very happy. For example, I was on top of the world when I got the job. Let's break down the pronunciation of this idiom. On top of the world. In this idiom, the stress is on the word top. It means that we will say this word a bit more loudly and with a bit more emphasis because it is the most important word of the idiom. Second, we are using the weak form of the word of, on top of the world. Now let's do some speaking practice. First, listen and then repeat. I was on top of the world when I got the job. Your turn. Once again, I was on top of the world when I got the job.
Smile along as we always have. And like I said, we go with the flow and you all enjoy the show.
To go with the flow. To go with the flow means to accept things the way they are without trying to change them. चीजें जैसी है उनको वैसे ही accept करना without trying to change anything. For example, I decided to go with the flow when my plan didn't work out. Now let's break down the pronunciation of this idiom. To go with the flow. There are two important pronunciation aspects here. We are using the weak forms of the word to and with. To go with the flow. Second, the stress is on the word flow because it is one of the most important words in the whole idiom. Now let's do some speaking practice. First listen and then repeat after me. I decided to go with the flow when the plan didn't work out. Once again, I decided to go with the flow when the plan didn't work out.
I had the Sarabjit conference in the morning, the press call, then all the personal stuff, then literally just made it in the nick of time back.
In the nick of the time. In the nick of the time means at the last possible moment. जब आप कोई काम बिल्कुल last moment पे करते हो, उस situation को describe करने के लिए you can use the phrase in the nick of the time. For example, we reached the station in the nick of the time to catch the train. In this idiom, there are two important pronunciation aspects. First is the use of weak forms. We use the weak forms in the words of and the. Second, we stress the word nick because it is one of the most important words in the whole phrase. In the nick of the time. Now let's do some speaking practice. First listen and then repeat after me. We reached the station in the nick of the time to catch the train. We reached the station in the nick of the time to catch the train.
I definitely walk the talk, and this has always been me.
To walk the talk. To walk the talk means to do what you say. जो कहते हो उसे करना. For example, he always walks the talk when it comes to studies. It means that when it comes to studies, he always does what he says. Now let's break down the pronunciation of this idiom. To walk the talk. In this idiom, the stress is on the word walk. It is the most important word in the idiom and thus it will be said a bit louder than the other words. Now let's do some speaking practice. Listen and then repeat. When it comes to studies, he always walks the talk. When it comes to studies, he always walks the talk.
Because it's a fun trip and you'll just have a blast.
To have a blast. To have a blast means to have a lot of fun or to enjoy. For example, I had a blast at the concert last night. In this idiom, the word blast is stressed. We also use the schwa sound instead of a sound. Now listen and repeat after me. We had a blast at the concert last night. We had a blast at the concert last night.
Say, look, there are ways of saying things. You can be outspoken and direct, and you yet don't have to hit below the belt.
To hit below the belt. It means to disrespect someone by saying something mean or rude. इसका मतलब है कुछ ऐसी बातें बोलना जो सामने वाले को डिसरिस्पेक्ट करे या रूड लगे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, her rude comments about my work really hit below the belt. In this phrase, the word belt is stressed. It is the most important word in the phrase. Another important pronunciation feature here is the use of weak form of the word the. We don't say the, we say the. To hit below the belt. Now let's do some pronunciation practice. First listen and then repeat after me. Her rude comments about my work really hit below the belt. Once again, her rude comments about my work really hit below the belt.
I crossed my heart. I promise you it was not premeditated.
To cross my heart. To cross my heart is another way of saying I swear. It is used to emphasize and stress that what you are saying is absolutely true. हिंदी में इसका मतलब है कसम खाना. For example, I crossed my heart I finished my homework. In this phrase, the stress is on the word heart. I crossed my heart. Now let's do some speaking practice. Listen and then repeat. I crossed my heart I'll finish the homework by tomorrow. Once more, I cross my heart I'll finish the homework by tomorrow.
It may have taken its time, and you take it from strength to strength with every passing phase.
To go from strength to strength. It means to become better and successful at something over a period of time. इसका मतलब है टाइम के साथ साथ कहीं पे सक्सेसफुल होना या इम्प्रूव करना. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हर बिजनेस हैज गॉन फ्रॉम स्ट्रेंथ टू स्ट्रेंथ. In this phrase, the stress is on the word strength. We use the weak form with the word to. We don't say to, we say t. From strength to strength. Let's do some speaking practice. Listen and then repeat. Her business has gone from strength to strength. Her business has gone from strength to strength. This brings us to the end of the video. Keep practicing these idioms if you want to sound natural in English. If you want to do more such pronunciation and speaking practice videos, then please let me know in the comments below. Keep unscrewing English with me. I'll see you in the next video.